So here we have another Bauhinia. This is Bauhinia blakeana. Bauhinia blakeana. If you look at the name as it's written, it's actually Bauhinia X blakeana. And this is the Bauhinia which it flowers actually oddly in the autumn and the winter, so it's kind of coming to the end of its flowering season at the moment. Let's have a closer look at the foliage. Now we have these very distinctive leaves, which are very typical of Bauhinia, with these two big lobes, right? Bauhinia. Most Bauhinias seem to have these double-lobed. Well, they do. They don't seem to. They do. They have these double-lobed leaves. And if I can just reach up here. We can have a closer look. There's a flower that is within sight. Ta-da! Okay, so here's the this is the flower, of course, that's been adopted as the emblem for the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Amusingly, the tree is actually named after a British governor, but there you go. Bauhinia blakeana. And it's of course grown for these gorgeous flowers. Now this particular individual tree, in fact, is quite a large one. I mean, it often doesn't get this big. Here, wedged in between the Run Shaw building and Knowles building, it's very sheltered, so it hasn't been hit too badly by typhoons. It's absolutely useless tree in typhoons. Usually falls to pieces even before the winds arrive. Another thing that you can see on this trunk, look at the trunk, you see it's got a kind of a ridge about a metre above the ground, and that's actually because it's because it's a hybrid, right? It's the X in the name means it's a hybrid between two other Bauhinia species, and it's sterile. It doesn't make seeds. Most of the other Bauhinias make masses and masses of pods with seeds in them, but this one doesn't. It's because it's a sterile hybrid, and that means that it has to be when you propagate the tree. You have to propagate it vegetatively. So either you have to make a cutting, or what was done in this case was that the Bauhinia blakeana branch was attached to the trunk of another type of Bauhinia. So the bottom part of the trunk is actually some other Bauhinia, I don't know what, and then the upper part of the tree is attached to it. The word I was thinking of was grafting. So the Bauhinia blakeana has been grafted onto a different root stock. So I don't know what species the root stock is, but you can see where it was artificially grafted on. Even all these years later, there's this kind of a scar showing where the graft was. So that's also quite typical of this species.